Hi everyone, welcome to Pal to Tech. This is Electronic Campfire number 23. This is Friday, April 28th. How are you all doing? It is great to see you here. Who's with me today? Let's take a look. We have, oh my goodness, David. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. And you know, this is going to be kind of a different stream than I've done previously because this past week I changed everything around here. I mean, everything. So basically it's all new software. It's all new hardware running the stream. So let me know if the audio isn't good, if there's problems with the video and so forth, because I need to fine tune it. But here we are. Good to see everyone. BlueTack318, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate the super chat. Wow, Inscrutable Owl. Man, this is so awesome. Oh boy, thank you. Thank you so much. Who else is with me today? Let's take a look here. Greg, hello Team Fuji. We've got, yeah, don't forget to give a like to feed that algorithm. I'll tell you something, that algorithm loves the like. So give it the like and don't subscribe. You have enough notifications, but give it a like. We've got, let's see, Christopher Wu. Hello there. John Cannon from London, UK. Good to see you. Good to see you. Irvin, good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you could join me. Pete Coco, how you doing, man? I love your videos. Pete's got a great channel, so it's great to see you, buddy. I'm really glad you're here. Who else do we have? Drone Tech Pro. Hey, how you doing? Let me guess. Is Natalie here? Yes, she is. Look at her right there. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, I could keep going down this. If I didn't call your name, I'm sorry. I'll get to it the next stream. But all right, so we got a super chat. Another one. Thank you, Drone Tech. Thank you very, very much. Okay. We got a lot of stuff to do today. Obviously, this has been a pretty busy week for Fujifilm, and I thought it would be a good idea to kick off the end of the week, to fire up, starting up the weekend with some Fujifilm news and, you know, the big elephant in the room, which is these firmware updates. Now, Fuji has released firmware updates for both their cameras and their lenses. And I have updated them all. I mean, all the different models, I've tested them out, and I ran into trouble myself. So I'm going to show you two problems that I ran into, and hopefully anyone watching this stream can learn from this and won't have these problems. You won't find these answers on their website. It's just trial and error, folks. So if you know anybody in a forum or on a discussion board somewhere that is complaining that they're, you know, I don't see the DAT file, I can't install it, point them here, and hopefully at least the first part of this stream can help them out. Okay, so the first thing we are going to show you here is this error right here. And it's called "New firmware is broken. Turn off the camera." Okay, I got this message, all right? I got this message, and I was tearing what little of my hair there was, I was pulling it out, all right? It's a very particular error that happens. And remember that Fujifilm firmware updates are different, obviously, for different cameras. Like you've got the X-T, what is this, the 3, okay? The 5. And when you're going to update them, if you have more than one, sometimes you're going to be using the same SD card. Okay, that's a no-no. Don't do that. You have one SD card for the camera, one camera, and then what you do is you format the card in the camera. Okay, so really it comes down to putting the thing in here, putting the card into the camera. By the way, hi, putting the card into the camera. All right, where's the thing? There it is. And then turning the camera on, obviously, pressing and holding down the little trash can and pressing in this. And sometimes it just doesn't work. Come on, let's do something here. Sometimes it's weird, it's funky. You can always go into the menu and do it. Let me try it again. Hold on. Let's see here. I don't have a lens on. Maybe that has to do with it. All right, there we go. Slot 1, boom, format. Just like that, okay? Format this sucker. And when you're done formatting, obviously, you now have, and don't do this on a SD card that you have photos on because it will erase for those newbies. So take the SD card out of the X-T5 or whatever camera that you're going to be doing the firmware upgrade for. You take that and you put the firmware on the SD card, put the SD card back in the camera, and you're good to go. You won't get that error message. However, if you take the SD card out, listen to me here, if you take the SD card out of one camera, right, and you go put it in your computer and put it in another camera, you may get that error. What you want to do is you take it out of the first camera, put it in the second camera, and then reformat it. Does everybody get that? Really important. The bottom line is you always format the SD card. You erase the SD card in the camera that you're performing the firmware update on. Okay? And you won't get that error message, and all will be well in life. All right, let's see who's here. Oh boy, we got a lot of people. All right. Any audio problems? Good. One less thing to worry about. This has been some week, so I'm really glad I'm not seeing a bunch of can't hear you, louder, those things. Mike, how you doing from NorCal? Good to see you. Tim Alex, hey buddy, good to see you, pal. Okay, let's get to the second problem. And it's not really a problem. It's, how would I put it? Miscommunication. Honestly, I mean, if they just put a paragraph on, and maybe they did, okay, but I didn't see it, but on the Fujifilm website, right, there is no information about this. And it has to do with the 50, what is it? This is the 16 to 55 lens. Okay, this lens right here, this lens has a firmware update. Okay, so you think, great, I'm going to go to the Fujifilm website. Alrighty then. And let's see here. I'm going to, oh, lenses. Okay, boom. I can't click on it. There it is, lenses. All right, going down. Okay, zoom lens. Where is it here? 18 to 50. No, that one's not new. That one's not new. Oh, here it is. Boom. Click on that. All right, good to go, good to go, good to go, good to go. I agree. Begin download and click download. Boom, just like that. Down it comes. Okay, now you now have it in your downloads, and there it is. I hope you can see this. If you may have to put your eye next to the thing because I don't yet have a zoom feature. Oh, maybe I can. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you the kind of stream this is. Let's try this. Boom. And look at this. Did I not promise you? Okay. Do you all see this? Okay. So what's happening here is Fuji is not giving you the firmware file when you go to download it. They are giving you what's called a compressed zip package. And they are only doing it with this lens right here, okay? I think, well, they might be doing it on a few others, but that was the only one I came across that was a problem. So all you have to do, it's really not that hard. Double click on it, whoops, double click. I got to get to it. There it is. Double click on it and it turns into a folder, but that's not good enough. Open the folder. All right, there they are. There they are. And so what you do is, you take your SD card, right? and you go and you put it in your laptop or computer or whatever it is. And let's grab another window. Okay, SD card here. And you're not going to drag this. Don't do that. Don't do that. That makes me mad, bad, and sad. Don't do that. What you want to do is you click on this one, like, and hold down Shift, drag these two, drop them right there. Okay, you see that? Does everyone see that? You only want the DAT files. The problem is with this particular firmware update for this particular lens, they have two. Almost every other firmware update, including even the X-T5, has one. And I think that caused a lot of confusion. Fujifilm, if you're listening or watching this stream, could you put a paragraph mentioning that it comes down as a zip file? Because unless you want to answer all my email from confused users. But anyway, I hope this helps, okay? If it does, give it the like and subscribe. All right. All right. Let's get back to business here. Who else is on the call? Who's else on the stream? Can't even talk. I need some water. Okay. Let's see. Gordon, good to see you. There we go. Okay. We got Vim. Is it Wim or Vim? Hello to the Netherlands. Hello there. We got, let's see, Warren. Got some issue there. Austria. Someone in Austria. Israel. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Wow. That is so cool. I was in Israel a long time ago. Probably 1994. And it was crazy because I wanted to go from Israel to Jordan. Okay. Now, they have the King Hussein Bridge. I don't know if they still have that open or running or what, but we couldn't cross it, right? So we had to go from Eilat, which is this kind of beach town, kind of Fort Lauderdale of Israel. We had to go there, cross into Egypt, and then from Egypt take a boat over to Jordan. And what's funny is we're talking, you can see it. I mean, it's right there, but it took 3 days to get to go like less than a mile, I guess it was. Anyway, it's crazy, but I don't know if it's still like that. This was 1994. Yes, I'm dating myself. Okay, so good day, Peter. Good day. Neil, Bristol, UK, good to see you. Yeah, I am smiling because I feel like I finally have this live stream stuff down. It's taken me a year. So if any of you are thinking about doing live streams, it's going to take a year unless you're really good at this stuff, which I'm not. I'm not good at multitasking. So you have to be good at multitasking to do a live stream, or you have to practice, right? So, I'm doing that. Okay, so let's see here. We have more people from France, Czech Republic. I mean, here we go. Orlando. Awesome. Okay, so what I did, I'll just tell you this real quick, and then we're going to go on to our next topic. What I did, let me see if I can show you the picture here. Okay, so I was using a little box called an Atom Mini, okay? And some of you are maybe familiar with it. It's basically a switcher, a video switcher, and it brings it in 1080. But I was having all kinds of problems with it. It wasn't for me. It was just not for me. So I'm going to sell the one that I have. And instead, right, what I'm doing is I got one of these little things. Let me show you. Okay, I got one of these from Sonitech. And what they allow is a quad HDMI recorder. You see there's 4 HDMI ports on this sucker. And this thing could actually plug most likely right into a PC. However, I have a Mac. So I need that other thing to convert it to Thunderbolt. It goes into the Mac. I don't know if you need to do that with PC or not, but what that does is it allows 4 different 4K streams. So I have 4 different inputs into this thing. I've got input 1, okay? I have input 2. I have input 3. This is a cam menu. The camera's not on right now. And then I have my desktop, right? So or it's an open port, like if I wanted to actually leave here and go into Studio A office or go into Studio B, I could take you with me in there. And we might do that for fun on another stream. But So that's what I switched over to doing, and then using software called Ecamm. And Ecamm I struggled with for a while, but I'm here to tell you that if you own a Mac and you want to do a live stream, I can't recommend Ecamm enough. I've used OBS, okay, I'm very familiar with OBS, but I like Ecamm better, just overall. Has a few issues, but it is miles above anything else. So there's my recommendation. None of these companies or products have paid me or sponsored this video or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I'm using. So, okay. All right. All right. So Peter, let's talk this. Let's just answer this. Whoops. How do I get it back? Hold on. There you go. Good day, Peter. Do you notice that the X-T4 takes a long time to store a picture? Okay. Yes. It's not the X-T4, my friend. What it is, I'll show you. If you go in, let me see if I can make this work. All right, camera on. I'm sorry, but I have an X-T3, but it's the same principle. It should be the same thing. Okay, so camera's on. Let's see if I can make this work. All right, hi. Okay, inside the camera, if you are in your IQ section, right? And you have stuff turned on, like the grain effect, strong, color chrome effect, strong, and you turn on some of this stuff, I think even noise reduction, okay? If you have those items turned on, it is going to take longer for the image to store to the SD card, to write out to the SD card, because the camera is doing some in-camera processing to the JPEG file, even if you're shooting RAW and JPEG. Because remember that the IQ section of your camera, right, that is basically your camera acting like Photoshop or Lightroom or Capture One. You take a photo, the sensor grabs the image data, you now have a raw file, but because you've specified all those other settings, if it's a raw file, it's going to save it as just metadata for Lightroom to deal with later. But if you're shooting JPEGs, it has to process the JPEG with those settings, and that can take time. That is the only explanation I can have for you. If you're still having trouble and you've turned all those off and reset all those to 0, there may be something else with your camera. But that's what I've noticed. You turn those off and it's not taking quite as long on the X-T3 and the X-T4. I don't know if it was fixed in the X-T5. It's probably faster in the X-T5 because of the processor, okay? All right, let's go to some more. Whew, this is fun. I am loving this. I am just loving this. All right, recenter and zoom out overhead camera. Recenter and zoom out overhead camera. What, really? Hold on, maybe was I showing it? I don't know. Okay, tell me why in the comments and I'll take a look at it if there's a problem. All right, who else is here? Got a lot of people, 239 watching. I think we're at the highest amount I've ever had on this. Well, I think one time we had 300. So come on, we got to get more people on here to beat that record. All right, next bit of news, part of the show, okay? And that is, I guess, another Fuji X Summit. X Summit, okay. Hey, wow. All right, it's coming, folks. It's coming, and it is going to be here. There's going to be an X Summit in Bangkok on May 24th, and then Fujikina on May 27th, okay? So that's big news, and yeah. So whenever they do a summit, right, and this one's in Bangkok, and no, I'm not going to Bangkok for this one. Not that I wouldn't mind going to Bangkok. I just can't right now go to Bangkok. But these summits traditionally, obviously, are the place where Fujifilm announces their new products, right? Their new cameras, the new lenses. So what are they going to announce? Well, no one really knows. There's obviously rumors, and some of these rumors may be pretty close to the truth, but they've made no announcement yet. So it could change. We don't know. But what we have heard in the rumor mill on various websites around, the internet is the first thing would be possibly an XS20 camera with a 26 megapixel X-Trans 4 sensor. So that might be item numero uno. The Second item may be, and this one seems a little bit more legit, an 8mm prime lens. So an 8mm f3.5 lens. And there have been some leaked pictures online of this lens. So that sounds pretty definitive to me. And then there's going to possibly be a GFX 100 replacement for that model. I don't know. I'll say this. Right now, I want one major thing from Fujifilm more than anything else. And yeah, I mean, come on, obviously autofocus, make autofocus better. Yes, but even more than that, I want, oh man, I hope Fujifilm, you're listening. I want more than anything else right now in this time and in this place of the universe. I want a better app. I want a good app. I'm not interested in FTP right now. I'm not interested in, look, I can share a RAW file with somebody in Wichita. I don't care about that. Right now, as it is, I want to learn to walk before I run. I want a smartphone app that is great, that works great, that I can control the camera, that connects quickly, that's easy to use, blah, 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 all that stuff. That's what I want. That's what I'm secretly hoping they will announce. Yes, an 8mm lens would be great. Yes, and GFX, whatever. Okay, fine. But what would get me personally excited would be a really, and the key is a really good app. Okay? That's my opinion. Agree, disagree, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And you never know. You never know. Okay. Oh, what is this? What is this? Whoa! Whoa! Holy, I can't swear because we're G-rated on this chat. Yeah. So, Patrick, good to see you, buddy. Fujifilm is working on a new app called X App. That would be cool. That would be cool. Everybody's loving that name X, Elon Musk with all his XXX. So, yeah, that's great. Cool. Thank you, Patrick. That's awesome. So, and if anybody would know, if anybody on planet Earth would know, don't listen to me, listen to Patrick. Okay. Oh, what else do we go? Yes, Frank, you said it, pal. You said it. All right, checking the stream health, making sure we're still live. Yes, we are. Good. Did I miss it? Okay, ooh, 280. Come on, we're almost at 300. 280. So what else do we have? All right, next item. And we are at 523. We're a little ahead of schedule, which is good. X-T5 review. That is the very next video, as you know. I said that another stream. Okay. Well, okay. Yes. It is the very next regular video. Okay. I had to do a firmware update. All right. Because when I do firmware update videos, people seem to watch them. All right. I don't know why. I mean, I think my technical education videos are more interesting. I think, how to do ISO and exposure triangle. I think that's more interesting. But go look at my channel, man. Go look at the video, how many views it pulled of just sitting there talking about firmware updates. So, I mean, so yeah, I had to do firmware update video. Plus, I was excited about it. So it did bump the X-T5 review. Now, this little beauty camera right here, this little X-T5, I have been obviously using it a lot, trying to keep it in good shape. Boy, I'll tell you, I've been keeping the thing on the bottom, trying not to scuff it up. I've been kind of polishing it. And I normally don't screen protect stuff. I don't put cases and coverings over stuff. I don't worry too much about that stuff because I always have this image in my mind of it's a horrible, depressing image. I'm sorry, I'm going to bring everybody down for 10 seconds. I just imagine in my mind that one day I'm not going to be on this earth anymore, right? I'm going to be, underground, buried, right? And the camera will still be pristine. It's just stuff. It's just gear. I mean, I take care of it as much as I can, but if it gets a little scratch on it, no big deal. But when you're shooting B-roll for a camera review, you want to make the camera look as good as you can. So I've been trying to be really careful with this. And the new Fujifilm firmware updates have kind of thrown things out a little bit because, they've got this lens right here. The 50 to 140, right? And this particular lens has received a firmware update, and so has this lens. So both of these lenses, which I use a lot, okay, on this camera, have improvements a little bit to focus. So I am redoing and revising and reshooting and retesting my footage for that video. You know, if I had known about this, I would have planned things differently, but I didn't know. And so this review is supposed to come out today, and it is obviously not. Next week is what I'm aiming for. If it did come out next week, it would be Friday. If by chance I just can't do it, life sometimes gets in the way, okay? But it will be the very next video on this channel. Even if, well, okay, if Fujifilm announced and released an app next week, okay, or a firmware update that, you know, quadruples autofocus accuracy, then I'm sorry, this will get preempted by that. But anything else, and advertisers, if you're watching, yes, I'm going to do reviews on your lenses. In fact, I got this one recently. Okay, this is a cool one. Check this out. This one right here. Have a look at this. Okay, let's pull out a little. Have a look at this thing. This is called a probe lens for Fujifilm's X mount. It's either that or someone stole it from a proctologist office. I don't know what, but none of those things are going to be done in video until the X-T5 review comes out. That's my promise to you. I just, I'm a little behind here. I'm a little behind, and I'm sorry about that. So, all right. Hey, Luis, thank you. See Fuji? You see, switch from Pentax to Fuji. Awesome, well done. What do you think of Fuji? Do you like it? Like those? What did you end up getting? What kind of camera? Okay. X-T. Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick, man. He's got a point. He's got a point, though. Come on. Let me tell you something. It's harder and harder and harder as I do this channel, okay? If this were 3 years ago, the damn review would have been out already, all right? But, I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn here, but there are people that have written to me that have said, I have very little money. I don't know what kind of camera to get, and I'm just holding back until you get the review out. And so to be somewhat responsible, not through my choice, through their choice, but to be responsible for someone's financial decision, you know, that kind of weighs on you when you're testing stuff, when you're doing stuff. So, you know, you take a little bit more time. But I do realize, and I really don't want this to ever happen again with another, like if there is an X-T6, you know, I'm going to have to get my head in a place of taking my own advice, done over perfect, right? I have to do that. So anyhow, okay, where are we at here? A fully functional tethering app for Fuji. Yeah, that's a good idea. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, hey there, Vishal. Good to see you. Good to see you. And, you know, in all fairness, and, you know, Ragnar, you're right. I mean, if I have to reshoot everything, you're absolutely right. I mean, and that's so true. There comes a point, and let that be a lesson to all of you, okay? Watch from my mistakes, because if you try and perfect things too much, thank you. If you try and perfect things too much, thank you, I'll see you in a bit. If you try and perfect things too much, what the hell was I just talking about? Oh, the review. If you try and be too perfect, you're never going to get something done. And you're going to let your viewers or your audience or your clients or your customers down more than if you just got it done, you know? So, yeah. So the next video. Anyway, it is that time in the stream for, let me turn off that. Okay. It is that time again in the stream for us to do a Friday toast into the weekend. And yeah, this is actually number 23. I've done 23 of these. So we're still going to do them every other week. What I did want to ask you was this. What would you prefer? Okay. And I'm going to be making this decision, but I'm kind of looking for a little input. What would you prefer? Would you prefer one kind of live stream every week, but only 30 minutes, real short kind of thing, or a live stream that's a little bit more polished, that is more like the one you're watching today, where I teach something, I talk about different things, there's a little bit of preparation put in it, but it's only every 2 weeks. I'm leaning toward every 2 weeks because I think the stress of doing these live streams, and they're very hard for me to do. This is the hardest thing I've ever done, ever, in terms of either professionally or as a hobby, anything. This is hard. I'm not good at this stuff. This stuff terrifies me. All right, that's it. We're going to have a toast now. Raise your glasses to all, each and every one. We're at 286 concurrent viewers. That means there's 286 of you out there I expect to do a toast with, okay? And if you're not here, or if you missed it, or if you had a friend or whatever that you had maybe missed it, this entire stream will be a video that'll be published on the channel shortly after it's over. All right, I've talked enough. Here we go. To all of you, thank you so much for joining me today, and let's kick off the weekend right. That's good. I better put it over here. I will knock this glass. I swing my arms around. I will knock this glass over. Sure as I've knocked stuff over before. I have so many bloopers where I've knocked things and broken. Okay, right. Look at all the cheers. I love it. Yeah, Michael, you are so right. She is. She really is. Okay, so, you know, Patrick, here's what I need you to do, my friend. It's not. This is California wine, which is quite good. However, if you know of a good Italian wine, drop the name in here, man. We'll do it not next week, the week after. Okay. Absolutely. I'm an equal opportunity, nation, country wine drinker. So I don't discriminate. I'll drink anything. Right. Okay. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, everyone. Okay. So, all right, let's answer this question. Boom. You bought a GFX 50S 5 years ago. Am I going to do any GFX? Probably. Well, all right. Here's the thing about that. Fujifilm sent me a GFX to play with, to look at, to review, to whatever. And I made a few videos on the GFX. They're on the channel right now. But these videos really performed poorly. And at the time, I just thought, this audience for this channel is not into GFX, at least the majority. And that doesn't mean I shouldn't do any GFX videos, but I do, when I create these videos, I mean, I'll be honest with you, a hell of a lot of work goes into them. And so when I do one, I want to be sure that it's of interest to a lot of people, And so I don't think I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of GFX education videos unless I get kind of bored of the XT system and I want to kind of up that game a little bit. But right now with the X-T5, okay, I am still getting crazy questions and emails from people and messages. I know a lot of you are, the stuff that I talk about, you're like, oh yeah, I know the DAT file, you put it on the camera, blah, 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 blah. You know your stuff, okay? But please bear with me. There are a huge amount of viewers of this channel that are not at the level where you are. Case in point, I received an email message from someone, I'm not going to say who, the other day. I'm thirsty. Hold on a second. I received an email message from somebody, and they said, and by the way, they wrote to me the proper way, okay? I'm going to teach you something now. There's a right way and there's a wrong way to contact someone who does YouTube if you have a technical question and you want their free advice, free time, and free research. The wrong way to do it is to go, having trouble with camera won't work. Okay, that's not a good way to do it. That's not a good way to do it. Thoughts, question mark. If I see the word thoughts, question mark, I'll hit delete. Sorry, but I will. However, this person said, I am using an XT whatever, and every time I go to press the shutter button, the camera takes 3 pictures. and I can't get it to stop. And not only that, they included a video showing the problem, right? So I clicked on the video, there it was. I could see the camera layout, I could see the settings they had. So within, 2 seconds, I was able to determine that their camera, okay, their camera had this dial right here, focus, had this dial right here in bracket mode. And I told them to put it into S. Okay, that was it. Problem solved. They were so thankful. And that might seem really obvious to a lot of you, but not to everybody. And so, that's probably why I'm going to, instead of doing GFX stuff, is continue on this route. I want to do a series. I want to, by the time I'm done, by the time an X-T6 is out, I want to have enough videos where you can just master this camera, okay? Because I like doing the education pieces. I'll tell you the order of videos that I like doing, okay? Number one, above all else, is the live streams. Right now, because I'm connecting with you, okay? That's seriously the most fun. This is the most fun I've had all week. So the live streams are number one. Then come the education, longer videos like what is ISO, where I'm pouring cereal into a box and grabbing megaphones and throwing things around, trying to educate using weird objects to make a point. Okay, those are fun. I love those. Then kind of the shorter, here's a problem, here's how to solve it videos. Those are there. Then kind of the announcement videos, because I get excited to announce, firmware updates. I do actually like that, and stuff like that. Then, believe it or not, lens reviews. They're not as much fun for me. It's just not my thing completely. Then below that are like other products, tech stuff. Because remember, this is also a tech channel. So unless a piece of tech really gets me excited, I don't want to talk about it. Or unless they sponsor a video because, cha-ching, I mean, how do you think we pay for the wine, right? You got to make some money on the channel. Speaking of which, we are at 310 viewers. This is great. Cheers, everyone. Let's have another sip. I'm going to be headed off soon. So maybe the second or third to last, or fourth or fifth. Okay. All right. Where are we at here? Hold on. I got to go back. I think we have Gordon. I love chatting with you, man. It's been great connecting with you. Thank you so much. How do you like the X-T4? I think the X-T4 is a great camera. I think that it actually doesn't get the respect. A lot of people when it came out were disjointed about the flippy screen, right? But if you think about what the X-T4 brought into the X-T system with IBIS, it kind of pushed the boundaries a little bit. And I am going to talk about that flip screen in comparison to this camera. All right. I'm just thinking of what to say about it. When I do a review, I write a script, and that's the hardest part about doing any of these videos is the script. The script is everything. The script is the video. And so I don't even walk into the studio without a script. And so a lot of thought goes into the script down to every single thing I say. And so I want to talk about ergonomics with that camera, and it's a big deal for me. All right, before I go, I think on the agenda, do we have anything else? I'll just do this little plug because I promised my backstage folks I would. If you haven't already seen it and you'd like to find out more about how I make these videos or what I'm thinking, even down to personal stuff, backstage folks, you can chime in. You can let them know. On coffee time, I talk about anything. And not always about camera stuff. But if you haven't yet, you can go to paldatech.com/backstage. This is my, Patreon. Oops, I'm spitting. This is my Patreon. And so that helps support the channel as well. So that's there if you're interested. In the meantime, we're at 309. We did it. We did it. Thank you. This is great. Okay, where are we at? We have someone who fell in love with the X-T4. Great. I'm really happy to hear that. That is awesome. Because, even Fuji put out a video. I mean, you can Google it. Fuji put out a video where they were making fun of themselves, you know, about the X-T4, and it's a great video. But, you know, I mean, it has gotten some back and forth. So, you know, and this is interesting, and I tend to agree with Natalie on this one with my testing. So a little preview of my review right there. So there you go. Okay, let's see here. Oh, thank you, Inscrutable L. You're awesome. Yeah, I've done, I don't know how many coffee times. I think 63. Coffee time is literally, I pour myself a cup of coffee. I use the same mug, the same everything, right? I come in here Monday morning, usually between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m., okay? And I just talk. Whatever, usually something that happened over the weekend, something I'll rant about, right? And then what's coming up for the week, upcoming videos. It's a weird vibe. It's a different vibe. You know, I don't have all this background on. It's like, you know, have you ever watched MTV Unplugged? You know, it's like Pal to Tech Unplugged. That's coffee time. And I do those every single week. Who is this? Wait, Tipid Tap Water. Okay. That's okay, man. You know what? No big deal. It's no big deal. Now, anybody have any good plans for the weekend? Anything going on? You know, we've got, it's nice. Now, some people obviously work on the weekends. They don't do a Monday through Friday. I try and keep a balance. I think that's really important. You know, Monday through Friday, I work crazy, insane hours. Saturday, I'm usually cleaning up and getting stuff done. And then Sunday, I really, really try and unplug. And it's hard, you know, when you have kids, you need to do that. You've got to have some separation between work, you know, which, and I am my own worst enemy because, heck, I love being in the studio. This is my happy place, right? So, you know, it takes, you just have to be on par with that and do that and put in that time. Okay, here we go. Somebody recommend this for Zimmy. Recommend the X-T4. Natalie, I'm going to let you answer that one. You're a very good bird photographer, okay? I just don't have the patience to shoot birds. I mean, I love bird photography, but I'm not that good at it. In fact, some of my testing with the X-T5, I am shooting birds because I do want to check that focus in relation to foliage, right? So, but I'm nowhere near the level of many of you. Okay. All right. Let's see. We are wrapping things up. Anything else? We got lots of icons here. Will it display? Yeah, it's kind of small. That's the way it works in here. But Jason, thank you, man. You own an XH1, an XT1, an XM. What's an XM1? I don't even know what an XM1 is. Isn't that crazy? I don't know what that is. Okay, so there you go. We got, hold on. I think we have a super chat. Yes, we do, from Arquido. Arquido, thank you very much for supporting the channel. You got an X-T4. Good, good. That's awesome. What's the best zoom lens to use for street and portrait? Well, those are two vastly different things, okay? I mean, I'm just going to say it again, man. This, you know, the 16 to 55 zoom for me gives you that versatility for street and portrait. But the problem is the size and the weight. So if you don't like size and weight, I don't know, maybe, what do you all think of this one right here? You know, the 23 f2, that's not a bad lens. That one's beautiful. But if you're looking for that kind of versatility, a zoom. So that's kind of where I would go. Obviously, you know, if you're on a budget, the 18 to 55 is still a great lens, man. And I know that's the kit lens, but that lens is really good. It's got beautiful background for the price. So you got to look at price. But can anyone else also chime in and let them know what your experience is if you are shooting both street and portrait? Okay. All right. Yes, in fact, Greg, that is on my, I have like a whiteboard and I draw things on it. And that is one of my ideas for a future video is composition. And it would be composition for beginners, you know, because once you become a real experienced photographer, you are hardcore in that your own composition, and I don't want anybody changing that, you know. So yeah, especially for anything I'd say. Whoa, Warren, thank you, man, thank you. Wow, having a gin, awesome. I haven't had gin in years. I've got to try some gin sometime. Let me know a good one. Bombay maybe. But yes. Cheers to you, pal. Thank you, man. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. We have fun on these live streams, don't we? And we're 308 still. We haven't had people drop off, which is good. Okay. All right. I'm trying not to spill the wine or anything while I'm talking. It's hard. Okay. Yes, Vishal. Good choice there. 33 1.4. Absolutely. Look at all these people chiming in with, with great comments. I mean, I love that. Absolutely love that. Here we go. Inscrutable Owl knows their stuff. Okay. 18 to 55. I agree completely. So what do you all think of the new stream format, the new setup? Did it work okay? Let me know. Okay. Because I'm going to kind of rinse and repeat with this. I've got these 4 kind of scenes set up. This is scene 1, this is scene 2, this is scene 3, and camera menu is scene 4. And I think that is a great place to be. And of course, if I need to switch over to desktop, I'm right here, right on the browser. So, it works fine. There's that lens. Oh, I love it. By the way, if any of you are wondering, okay, let me show you real quick before we go. Let me back out of here just a bit. Let me show you what has been updated just so that you can be aware of it. In terms of cameras, firmware updates, we have basically the XH2S and not really the XH2S. I'm talking about the update that is just recently, like the day before yesterday. And that's the XH2, obviously, the X-T5, the 4, the 3, and then down here you've got the XA3. That's just a bug fix. A20 and A10. Nothing down here, blah, 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 blah. But lenses is interesting because this is the most I've seen in a while. Look at all 4 of these GFX lenses. And of course, down here in the regular X mount zooms, you've got the 50 to 140. Love this one. And you've got the 100 to 400, which I don't own. The 16 to 80, which I reviewed it, but I happened to get a bad model, I think, of it. So I sent it back after a few firmware updates. I'm not saying it's a bad lens. It just wasn't for me. You've got the 16 to 55. We talked about that. And that's it. So yeah, that's what we've got for that. Okay, we're good. As always, this stream will be rebroadcast, once we're done. And I may or may not have gotten to all of the comments. I probably didn't. One thing I promise my viewers is that when I close out this software, and one of the reasons I love this thing is it saves onto my computer's desktop a text file with every single comment everyone made during the live stream, and late at night I go through them. So I read them. And, so I will definitely read all of the comments, suggestions you've made, things like that. And feel free to comment on anything. If the audio wasn't good, let me know. I can only, if I'm not working hard, that's the thing. If I'm not working hard, you need to tell me and I'll work harder. Okay. So that's it. We are just about out of time. Hello to Spain. Awesome. Do you play, what is that, a violin? That's cool. That's really cool. Love it. All right. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate it. I'm just delaying time because this is so much fun to interact. Let me just have a few minutes to do this. I don't get this. I'm alone in here so much, writing scripts and looking at color charts and testing, looking at all that stuff. I mean, most of my time is spent, examining, right? Examining stuff. All right, good, Richard. Tarquin's gin from Cornwall, UK is great. All right, I'll have to check that one out. All right, good. I think we are all set here, everyone. So thank you so much for everything, you know. And if you did like this stream, help me out, please, with the algorithm. Give it the old, you know, like and subscribe. And have a wonderful weekend. Seriously, this is Friday. You know, you got this. You did this week. You're ready for the weekend. And I will see you all next week. And the next time you see me in a regular video, we're going to be talking about this. Okay? Thank you all so much. You're awesome. Take care.